move yourself. Too late. It's recording. Oh. So I'm going to just take you through kind of a shorter evening, I think, this evening, just with the information. I think next week will be a little more in detail and maybe a little more in depth, just for the fact of we'll be able to tell you a little bit more what a normal school day for your child will look like, what a master schedule from Evergreen will look like, a little bit more how we're going to take your student through the curriculum each and every week. Every day things are changing. I think I prefaced that at the very first one is like, if I tell you something and it changes, I apologize, because I've probably spoke 20 times on something and it's changed 18. So definitely our master schedule and the way that we will be educating your student has changed in a way from what I told you of kind of a guide and get on and not a lot of live to half the day we are providing, or a little over 2 hours a day, we are providing some live teaching for your children. That does not mean you have to get on. It does not mean you have to find the time to get, we are just providing that if that works for you. But I'll go more in depth next week on that, because that has really shifted just in the state and kind of where we're going and what our school, how we have to lay a master schedule from start to finish from about 8 to 3:30. And so what that looks like for a K2 will look different for kind of a 3-5 and then 6-8. But again, I think next week will be a lot more in depth. Tonight's a little shorter and just kind of some nuts and bolts and quick hitters. Again, at the end, if you have any questions, please just use the chat bar, and Mrs. Buckley will read those to me as we go at the end. So I'll be looking at a PowerPoint screen, so I won't be able to see those. So hopefully one of our staff can read those to me. I am going to share my screen with you. Okay, hopefully that's about as big as I can get it. But tonight we'll just talk about our dates that we have finalized for our meet and greet at Evergreen School. Going to give you some internet access assistance if your family needs help with more internet. You have, like, there's a lot of our families in dead spots or low zones or high zones where they're not getting good internet. Our district has a email specific to any families that need more help connecting to Wi-Fi, need more Wi-Fi. So I'll give you that tonight. I'll try to give you a very general supply list, and that might change, and we might have a little bit more during the meet and greet, but I'll start there. I know that Evergreen doesn't have a meals program throughout the year, but has been able to take part in it over the summer. So I'll just give you a quick update there if you've been taking advantage of that. And then just some learning coach tips. After tonight, I will send out the live recording of this tomorrow. I will also send the PowerPoint, and I will also send the learning coaching tips document for you, because I think it's very beneficial. As I was going through it, there were many things that I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't done that for my own children yet. So I think it would be beneficial for us all to kind of review what that looks like for our role at home. How do I get my home ready? How does my child become ready to learn? I think are all important. And then, of course, we'll finish with questions. So our meet and greet time is September 9th and 10th. You can come either day. We know that families are busy and some days don't work and other days do. So we tried to put a 2-day window there from 3 to 5 at Evergreen School. We'll kind of open the fence and you'll be able to kind of come in and park. And we do have confirmation on school pictures. It will happen both days. So our photographer will be there from 3 to 5 both days. And we will have teacher and student interaction. Your student will be able to say hi to their new teacher, pick up their Chromebook or iPad from their new teacher, pick up all technology. And then Lisa we'll be mailing some stuff out to you that we'll need back in return, and there'll also be a piece of that you'll bring back your paperwork so that we can get you everything we need in the system and everything we need for your child to be registered. So September 9th and 10th, 3 to 5. And you can see the email address down below. So the Silver Falls District has set up the following email address for any families in need of assistance with internet access. We have been given extra funds through the state of Oregon, and we've been working with local providers. And so we're able to try to help those families that need better internet. So that link or that email should work. And if it doesn't, please contact me and I will get you to exactly where you need to go. But that email address should work and there should be a quick response. Very basic supply list. Edgenuity puts out a supply list of things you will need at home for your child to be successful in their learning. We've added a couple things, and I know that our staff might even request a few more. But this will get you started. There's a lot of good sales out there right now. And so I would recommend getting out there and getting whatever you can just for at-home learning. But paper, colored pencils, pencils and pens, crayons, markers, scissors, glue sticks, rulers. You know, I know, of course, our 6th through 8th will need kind of spiral notebooks for each class. And I know our youngers will at least need a couple for their writing and responding and reading and responding to what they're reading. So that would be helpful. And then as a school, we will try to provide all of the whiteboards, but these could be one of the most important things for child's learning at home. So we can visually see them doing the work. We can see where they're making mistakes or where they're correct. They can be showing us. We can be working together. But dry erase markers on your end, if you could stock up on those, that would be very helpful. And then, of course, the school will be in communication if there are other items your family might need to be successful. So there might be times when we have a drive-through pickup or items we deem important for your child. So trying to find I am presenting, but I've kind of lost it. Okay. Food service meals. So they're going through September 4th. So I don't know how many of you have been taking advantage of those, but they're sites and you're able to go get a grab and go for your family at this point, free of charge. Those are done September 4th. And so there are no weeks or no meals the week prior to school starting. Our food service is getting ready for a new fall and a new system. So if you were taking advantage, September 4th is the last day for that. And just a little bit about Home and Learning Coach. I know you guys are also excited about this and helping your child be successful. But I've provided a link here for specific description of what we're kind of hoping and asking for at home. This link has that. It'll take you to a kind of a one-pager. And then with the PowerPoint, I will send out an attachment. It's called Learning Coach Tips, Getting Ready for School. And it's kind of a 2-page document that kind of has a checklist of, hey, what should I be doing at home to get my child and my family ready for this new online learning, for this learning that's going to happen coming up. Again, I went through this and I was like, I haven't done that. I haven't done that. I haven't done that. So I think it's fairly useful to go through and just kind of check your parameters and see where you're at and where your family's at. And if you're ready for September 14th, it was a good reminder for me. And so this last week, I've been doing things that I haven't been focused on in my family, just as in, man, we got to start getting to bed earlier. There's no staying up till 10 o'clock and waking up at 10 o'clock. We have to have kids up by 8 o'clock if they're able to get on to, every morning we'll be having a morning meeting in our classes Tuesday through Friday. And our staff will be lining out for the day what we're doing today. Like, this is the expectation. Here's where I need you to be. And here's where I'm going to come in and help you and teach you when you haven't learned it. And so I know you guys can't all be there, but we got to get kids on schedules. We got to get learning environments ready with desks, I heard stories all spring about kids waking up in beds under covers with Chromebooks and eating cereal and it's all like our life, right? It's where we're at. But, that was the spring and we learned a lot. This is the fall and there's a lot more on the line for your students. They've already lost learning. We're not going to tell you that we've taught them everything we should have last year, but we are telling you that we are doing everything we can to teach them every day this year. And they are accountable on attendance. They are accountable on grades. They are accountable on learning. And it is our job as educators to provide you that. But we have to work together. So this learning coach support at home, I get it. We can't do it all, but there are good tips of like, how do I get my kid on a regiment? How do I set up a desk area? What's the best environment? And it's just a kind of a 2-page outline of what we can be doing to help each other, school, home, and how I can support you and our teachers can support you, but you at the home can support us. So I think it would be very beneficial to go through. So I'll send you that. And it kind of just talks us through it. So. And again, just lastly, important dates. Our teachers will report Monday. I'm so excited that the buildings will be a little more full and chatter, and we'll get to start talking about kids and how we can best support you. We'll have 2 weeks to get ready for that first day. And please understand that September 14th won't be a day where we're going to roll out math, language arts, science, social studies, and say learn. It's going to be a week of teaching how to use the programs, how to help parents, how to train parents, how to train students, what to be checking every morning, how to open a module, what's important, how to get to the end, and how we're going to work together. So that first week, we're going to take it super slow. We found in the fall that we just threw it all on families and it was just chaos. And it was no one's fault. It's just where we were, but we're going to be better. But it's going to take a little slower getting into it, but we're going to do it right. We're going to train and we're going to have great systems. And I can tell you that Canvas and Edgenuity are the right thing for our kids for 1 year, because it's going to give them the tools and every standard they should teach for 1 year. It might not be ideal, but it's the best case for our families and our kids. So we're going to teach you how to use it, how the kids to use it. It's pretty interactive. It's not as dull as you would think for an online. It's, animated stories and they read to you and great instructors get on and teach you right as you're doing the lessons. I'm trying not to up it too much so you're so disappointed when you see it. But for an online learning program, it is fairly solid. September 9th and 10th, 3 to 5, meet and greet. We hope you all can make it. We got to have 100% attendance so we can get you everything and your child can get their fall picture for the school year. September 14th, first day of school. And then October 5th is the day we decide if we get to come back in person. So metrics are going down. I saw today we were down to 201 in Oregon. So if we can keep lowering that curve and those metrics, fingers are crossed every day. I'm grumpy every day, actually. I got to snap out of it. So The day that kids arrive in our building with smiles and high fives is the day that I'm not grumpy. So I'm sure you as well. Any questions at this point that you've had this last week, or that you are think that might be good for the group? If it's like an individual family question, we can work on that over the phone or email. But if it's like a whole school-wide systems that we can all learn from, would love to hear. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I hate being grumpy. I'm not grumpy very much, but I know that Mrs. Buckley and Mrs. Hips were making some phone calls to a few families. We're just trying to reel in our cohorts, grade level or last name. At this point, we will accommodate every family's wish. Okay. So whether you want to be last name and you want to be on that Tuesday, that's where you'll be. We're going to try to get everyone grade level. But if it doesn't work for you and your family, it doesn't matter to us. We'll teach your student no matter where they are. And if they're the only kindergartner in the class, that's fine. If that works for your family, we are fully on board for that. But for the most part, it makes sense for grade level instruction, especially when kids return in hybrid. And so I guess it really doesn't matter until kids return in hybrid, which could be, Kate Brown said 200 days, puts us in April. Who knows? But I'm not really worried about that at this point, but it makes more sense for us and you for grade level access. But if it doesn't work for your system in your home, we're 100% on board with that. The morning live calls will be recorded and posted to Canvas, which is right with Edgenuity. Your family can watch them at 8 o'clock at night and get the scope, and you can work till you need to get the work done for the day. So anything live synchronous teaching will be recorded and posted. Like I said, we will be on live more than I thought, but that doesn't mean you have to be, because we understand families are in survival mode, and wherever that puts you and your family, we are 100% fine with that, but we will post it in case you can watch it, and we'll help you. The morning meetings would be awesome if you showed up. If you couldn't, we fully understand. They are not mandatory, and that is not part of attendance. Attendance can be taken in one day with like 15 parameters, right? Like, did they do any work? Did they post something on a blog? Did they post something on their classroom? Did they make some progress in a module? They're there, right? If they didn't show up to the live, does it hurt them? Well, they're not getting the teacher right in front of them telling them what to do, how to do it, where to go. But again, we'll be recording that. So hopefully that answers your question. Not all grade levels will be at 8 a.m. We will stagger those kind of K5, 6, 8. But there will be some overlap there with morning meetings. If someone comes up with a positive test, that's kind of a hard one, because schools are shutting down all over America right now of returning, right? And it really is not coming down to the cohort. It's really coming down to, like, we can put kids in perfect cohorts and say at school, like, we're going to keep them in this cohorts, but no one is going home staying in cohorts, right? They're going in the backyard playing with neighbors. They're going to cousins on the weekends. They're going and seeing all these people all over the place. So we can do whatever we can to try to keep them in cohorts, and someone comes down with it, it's no one's fault. It just is what it is. And like, your family's different than my family, and who I interact with and who you interact with. So we get all of that. And really, who shuts us down is the Oregon Health State Department. So it's like Evergreen doesn't shut Evergreen down, or our school district would never shut a school down. We report the positive COVID cases that were to come out of our school, and the state of Oregon either shuts our school down or not based on the health department. So I hope I answered that okay. Any other like questions that we can help with? Again, next week, I'm going to give you a lot more of like a master schedule of what your kid will be doing, how many hours a day, what that looks like. We're going to start slow and build confidence and take it from there. We're going to listen to our parents. Like, my kid needs more. We're going to give you more. My kid's less. We're overwhelmed. We're going to take some off your plate. But there still has to be learning that occurs. So there's kind of a happy medium there. Any staff thoughts, Michelle? Who else is on? Casey? Please speak up.
Well, I think we're excited to learn more about this stuff, just like families. So we can't wait to see kids.
She's not even supposed to be working yet. She's in her classroom, already working. Look at her. Lindsay, any thoughts? I'd like to just thank Lindsay. She's been keeping our communication to our families, and she does such a great job with that. If you are not on a Remind app, I think do we have 100%, Lindsay?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so you're all on the Remind app. So we try not to inundate you, just little short snippets. Just little reminders, little quick reminders that would be helpful for you if like you have kids and a life and a job and you forget things like I do. So thank you, Lindsay, for that.
You're welcome.
Casey's excited to see everyone and get started. Working out the bugs. There will be no bugs. It'll be wonderful. Your 7th grader is wanting to see previews of Edgenuity. What awesome comment is that? There are snippets, Harmony, and we do have some modules where they can get in and kind of see some things. Yet our teachers can't even get in yet to access it or learn with it yet, but there are some training videos for parents and things. And I think have I sent out a training video for parents on Edgenuity? No?
I don't think so.
Okay. I will send you what I have with the email I send with some links to Edgenuity to where you can get in and start checking it out. I wouldn't spend a lot of time on it yet, especially if our teachers can't even get in there yet. But as soon as we can start training students, we will, Harmony. But if I can get you something earlier, I will. Anything else for the good of the group this evening? Keep your questions coming. Keep your emails coming. I really appreciate all of your just your questions, Sherry, like that one of the cohorts. And if someone gets it, like that's good for me to like process, like what would happen? How would we go about that? It's good for us all to be thinking about, but. Hey, you guys still have 2 weeks of summer. So, and yet you're on your house listening to us about what's coming your way. So thank you very much. Have a great evening. We'll see you all next Tuesday at 6 o'clock.
Thank you.